Right now, oh no, it got everything. You can never tell exactly when it begins. Yep, you get my fat ass in there again, and gotta love it. Huh?
I love it.
You love it, you love it, you love it, you love it, you love it.
We are live.
We are live, pal.
Hey everybody, how's it going?
Hey everyone. And, well, welcome.
I know I'm a week late. It was on clearance.
Yes.
Had to wear it once before I put it away in the closet.
Yes.
Okay.
If only it would have been here last week.
I know. It wasn't on clearance till the day after.
Well, next year. Well,
Yeah.
Next year.
Yep.
Next year.
Whether it's on the actual 4th or not.
Yeah. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of the Just Two Marks Wrestling Recap Show. I am the Athletic Geek, joined once again by Jedi Jason Kruger. We got us quite a show that I didn't expect to have. We have a double prediction show from
Super predictions
from two different promotions, not just NXT and WrestleMania like we did earlier. Two promotions, two big events this weekend. AEW Fight for the Fallen on Saturday, and WWE Extreme Rules. Of course, calling them big events when one is a charity show and the other is a B-level pay-per-view is a bit of a stretch. But hey! Whatever.
Bigger than a week where there aren't any shows.
Exactly. If you've never seen this show before, this is Just Two Marks Wrestling Recap Show. John and I have been watching wrestling together for 15 years. We love wrestling. We love talking wrestling. We love sharing our passion for professional wrestling with other wrestling fans. However, our opinion carries no more weight than any other fans. We're not insiders. We're not wrestlers ourselves. We avoid insider terms and anything like that because at the end of the day, we're just two marks. We're fans just like each and every one of you. Before we get into the predictions, we'll touch on what happened this week. I feel like Raw kind of took a bit of a step backwards in quality. And by a bit of a step backwards, I mean a significant step backwards. Just really was not that great compared to last week, where it was like a good edition of Raw, not just like everything sucked. So when this one was okay, it looked better. Like it was objectively a good Raw. This one was just kind of eh. But SmackDown, on the other hand, SmackDown was decent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with that.
Looks like they're going with some Kevin Owens. Still makes no sense why they turned him villain and only to turn him hero again.
I mean, I'm just excited about Nakamura and Balor.
Oh yeah, that was a great match. The two guys that have been underrated and underappreciated on the main roster. Point blank.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Agreed.
So,
all right.
We want to start with.
What are we starting with? Are we starting with Saturday?
We'll start with Saturday. We'll start with AEW.
We'll go in order.
The order of start time is not indicative of how we feel about the current products.
No. All right. But
also, I want to point out: did you see the Paul Heyman segment on Raw?
No, I did not.
Where he just basically said like, I come from Philadelphia and I've had many extreme moments in Philadelphia, and so has Brock Lesnar. And he basically said like, Brock Lesnar will be cashing in, or I might be lying. And I'm just kind of like looking at this like,
wow.
Because I decided to invest in Sling.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I'm able to watch him live now. Not just watching the Hulu versions. Like, watching this as it happens. I'm watching this and I'm like, so basically, you've told us nothing. You just took up a segment.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand. I feel like they were really expecting some kind of moment, like after he announced that, but really just kind of. And Paul's a great interview. Don't get me wrong, but it really just kind of came across as. So everything that anybody with that follows wrestling and kind of has to keep thinking about, no one's forgotten about Brock Lesnar, even though he's not active at the moment on television.
Right. I mean, hot take with this pay-per-view, if he's going to cash in, it'd be on Kofi after the battle with Joe.
Right.
I mean,
after that mixed tag match, that's not going to be the time.
No.
Might be giving away my predictions a little bit there in subtext, but...
Hell, without any further ado, let's get right to
Fight
it.
for the Fallen charity show. AEW. We got the buy-in pre-show, which is what we're going to call it till the end of time, I guess.
Yes.
The Librarian, Peter Avalon this time, to be specific, with Leva Bates in his corner, presumably, versus Sonny Kiss. And I'm going to just jump right in and go with Sonny Kiss.
I'm going Sonny Kiss as well. I feel like this is going to be kind of Sonny Kiss's time to shine, and I feel like the Librarians are going to not get off on the most positive of starts. Leva didn't, and...
Although I hope it's not as cringy.
Yeah.
I'm kind of relying on Sonny Kiss.
Peter Avalon is guy. I've seen, watching the stuff they put out on the NWHL with the Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. I've seen a little bit of Peter Avalon. I like what I saw. But, I mean, they're kind of self-aware about this whole thing on BTE, which is, so they know what they're doing. I still feel like it's a little too inside for a mass audience, but I also understand that they know that it's cringy and they're letting you know that this is...
I just think last time with Allie, I don't know, just for me at least, having not really watched Impact, Allie wasn't established enough or loud enough of a character to hold up the other end of that nonsense, whereas I feel like Sonny Kiss will easily with Avalon, and that will be entertaining. So.
Yes.
But Sonny Kiss is going to get the win, of course.
Absolutely.
So the other match on the buy-in show ought to be fun. It's MJF, Shawn Spears, and Sammy Guevara versus Joey Janela, Darby Allin, and Jimmy Havoc. So you have all three of the psychopaths on one team. And they're theoretically the good guys, I guess, in this.
Yes.
And then you have
and just for the record, we're not going to talk about Joey Janela and that guy who doesn't deserve our attention. So if you're tuning in for that, sorry to disappoint. Anyway, go on.
It's going to be interesting on the bad guys team, though, because MJF and Shawn Spears don't like each other.
No.
Because MJF likes Cody, and Shawn Spears doesn't like Cody. So that's going to be interesting to see if they can even work together.
I feel like MJF's going to steal something here. I feel like Shawn Spears might walk out, but MJF will do something lowbrow. Probably to Joey Janela. Joey Janela, I feel, is going to be the Tommy Dreamer of this promotion.
Mm-hmm. I understand what you're saying. Yeah.
Always going to be, never not going to be, taken seriously. And if you wanted to give him a title shot or put him in an elevated spot, people take to it. But ultimately, he's going to be the close but no cigar guy.
I agree.
But I think MJF's going to win. I think that maybe there will be tension between Shawn Spears and MJF, but overall, MJF's got to have something because they're going to be using him.
Yeah.
I feel like they're gonna use him as maybe not the top villain, but like in the top 3 or 4 very, very soon. So he's gonna need something.
Yeah.
And he's gonna need it sooner rather than later.
I agree.
Not winning the Battle Royal.
Yeah.
Get it, because you need Hangman Page. The multi-man match, last one. Again, you need some momentum for Page, but now there's nobody else in that match that needs anything but MJF.
Yeah, part of me thinks with the tension on those teams that somehow the other guys are going to get the win just because MJF and Spears are going to mess themselves up. But...
And also, MJF doesn't like Cody. He's using Cody.
Oh, I'm aware. But still, I mean, he's got to keep up that facade.
Yeah.
So. But MJF really needs that win, so I'm going to go with MJF.
Yeah, I'm hoping MJF gets a win.
The pin, so
wins and losses matter, remember?
Right.
MJF needs this.
Exactly. So, that finishes the buy-in, and then we get into the main show. So, evidently... At the last Fighter Fest, when they had that triple threat tag team match, the winner with SCU, Best Friends, and help me out, who's the third team?
Oh shit. Oh, I know because they got signed. What the?
Yes, Private Party.
Yes!
Okay, got it. All right. So anyway, apparently that match, the winner of that match and the winner of this match, those two teams are going to face each other at All Out, and whoever wins that match is going to get a bye in the first round of the tag team tournament when they start their television. So if you followed all that, I just clarified that for myself today.
First of all, I want to, because like this is already becoming more confusing, and they're starting to kind of drift into that TNA level of, well, here's this, and this will do this. But first, you gotta do this. And then you gotta get a pinfall. And then you gotta fight into the ring. And then you gotta fight back out of the ring. And then you'll get the belt. And then you gotta put the belt up on top. And then that's what wins the match. But then if you get pinned, you're not eliminated. You just have to go backstage. And then if you
I understand.
You're starting to kind of.
At least the matches have stakes. Like, they're not just having an exhibition. There's a reason.
It's a two-way. Yes, this does have to say there is going to be something on the line in this match and subsequently at All Out before TV. On the flip side, we're two hardcore wrestling fans that are going.
True.
Huh?
Yeah.
But wait. Okay.
Yeah, because I thought the other one was for a buy until I saw this, and then I went back and looked.
Me too.
I went back and looked, and I was like, oh, that's what they're saying. Okay.
So what is a casual wrestling fan going to think? They're like, huh? This... Fuck it, Brock Lesnar's on the other channel. Just fuck it. Just fuck it. Just fuck it.
That's not a guarantee. But yeah.
Fuck it, John Cena might be there.
Right? He could. So anyway, this match is another triple threat tag team match. Like at the last one. It's the Dark Order versus Jack Evans and Angelico versus Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. My logic brain says Dark Order is going to win this because Best Friends won the other one and they've been harassing them for like 3 months now.
Yeah, they've been at
shows now.
They've been putting too much hype on the Dark Order for them not
to win.
Yes. If they don't win this, like you really got to question the logic of AEW at this point.
Of course, my heart wants Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus to win.
Oh, me too. My head and logic and the sense of the right thing to do is saying Dark Order.
Right, and I can accept it. It's not like it's for the titles. It's just for the opportunity for a first round bye.
Right.
They're still going to be in the tournament. So, this particular website I have pulled up says that Britt Baker is supposed to fight a to-be-announced opponent, and Bria Priestley is supposed to fight a to-be-announced opponent. Now, knowing what their roster is and how many matches they got on the card and all that, I kind of feel like it's just going to be those two fighting each other. But we don't know any of that for sure, and it's hard to make a prediction on to-be-announced. So I say we skip those.
We will. We will skip those.
So, next, on the actual confirmed... Yeah, right? I mean... So on the actual confirmed, Pentagon Jr. and Phoenix, the Lucha Brothers, versus Scorpio Sky and Frankie Kazarian of SCU.
I am going with the Lucha Brothers in this one.
I
they
agree.
Need an AEW win.
Yes, they do.
And they need one bad.
Yes, they do.
Now, granted, on being the Elite, they have shown footage and let it be known that the Lucha Brothers have defeated the Young Bucks to win back the AAA Tag Team titles. Mm-hmm. But as far as the AEW world, where wins and losses matter, the Lucha Bros need one. Yep. SCU, they've gotten they've gotten some. It's not like they've never won anything.
Yeah, they won at Double or Nothing.
Yeah, so they can take one for the sake of the Lucha Bros.
They'll be all right.
I'm
still
going
in the
Bros.
tournament. They'll be okay.
Yeah.
So, I agree. Lucha Brothers all the way. Hangman Adam Page versus Kip Sabian. I mean, it's got to be Adam Page.
Have to. At the next show after this, he's wrestling Chris Jericho for the AEW title.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's Hangman Page. There's not much more to say about that.
Right.
Kip Sabian will look good in defeat, hopefully, Brandy Rhodes versus Allie. I am going with Allie.
I don't think Brandy's gonna. I think Brandy's gonna bring Kong back out. Honestly, I think Brandy's gonna use Kong as like her shield for the foreseeable future, and then eventually she's gonna get what she's got coming to her.
I see.
That being
that's an
said,
idea.
that's what I think would be a cool idea.
Yeah.
But if it ends up just being the match, I think I'm gonna go Brandy in this one.
She's
Just
been telling
because-
the story about how like she's always when she's tried this kind of stuff, she's always choked and this and that, and like now's her time to prove herself and this and that.
I feel like she's gonna. I don't think she's gonna go over. I don't think she's gonna win cleanly in clean fashion. But
understand.
I think Brandy's gonna be the female villainess
Gotcha.
at this point.
See, I think I might agree with you, but I think this one time is going to be her noble attempt where she fails, and then that's her breaking point where she just goes full.
That's
So I'm
That's
going
not
the
a
other
bad
way on
idea.
that, but I get what you're saying. Kenny Omega versus Shima. Kenny Omega.
Kenny Omega. He needs some momentum. He got it at Fyter Fest. I feel like he is going to be wrestling John Moxley in a featured match.
Mm-hmm.
No. Further establish the one-winged angel as nobody kicks
Right.
out of this.
True.
They did such a good job doing that in New Japan and DDT where only Ibushi was able to. Keep that going where if he hits the one-winged angel, you don't kick out.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense to me. The Rhodes brothers, Cody and Dustin versus the Young Bucks.
Young Bucks.
I agree.
Even though the Young Bucks have been very, very unlikable about this match on being the Elite, they're the fucking Young Bucks. They're probably going to be the top tag team in AEW for the foreseeable future. Yeah, they help run the company, but they're also drawing the house. So it's kind of like a Jerry Lawler in Memphis kind of thing with them. So
It's going to be really interesting to see how that match is laid out and how it goes.
Mhm.
I mean,
just
the
completely
master of the emotional story match and
versus
the
unnecessarily
more or less spot monkeys, but I mean,
unnecessarily flippy-do guys because they have more range. But in AEW, the two AEW shows, they've been flippy-do guys.
mhm. Exactly. So it'll be interesting to see how they do that because they have options there. So, but yeah, I agree. The Young Bucks. I mean, it makes sense.
And Chris Jericho will be there, and we'll have something to say.
Yeah.
So
This is
keep
true. I
that
just
in
didn't-
mind
yeah.
as well.
Do we have anybody?
No,
no
who's-
one. We're lonely here, guys.
Well-
It's not a holiday this time. What are you doing?
It's fine. It's the way it's going. Looks like it's going to be a quickie.
That's all.
That's all right. We're
Every now
I'm
and
still a
again,
little
you
under the
quickie.
weather. Still a little under the weather. So.
All right. So we're gonna roll right on into WWE Extreme Rules.
Remember when it was just called WWE One Night Stand, and it was the same
Yeah.
concept, but it was no longer an ECW One Night Stand pay per
forgot
view,
about that.
but it was still called One Night Stand.
That's so awkward. I forgot about that. You're right. Damn.
And they had like hardcore. I remember the first one they had a really, really good ladder match with the World's Greatest Tag Team and the Hardy Boys.
Mm-hmm.
They were kind of trying to, these are extreme matches. And then they had a chocolate pudding match with Melina and Candice Michelle. Extreme!
Yeah. Extreme pornography.
Or extreme-
softcore pornography.
I don't say pornography. I'd say,
I know.
fetish. But
Right.
Not our show. Well, let's get to the Extreme Rules
To
predictions.
tell us what your fetishes are. No, I'm kidding.
Not here!
Hijacking the show.
I cannot stress that enough. Usually I say leave anything in the comments and we'll get back to you. If you leave that, your comment will be deleted. Not what we're about here.
Private message me at. No, I'm kidding. All right.
So he does have social media. You've told me you've been telling me for months that you don't have time because you got kids.
Don't use it. All right. So, Aleister Black is finally ready to stop sitting in a closet, and he's going to fight Cesaro.
Aleister Black is
I
going
would
to
hope
win that match.
Aleister Black is going to win that match, or I'm going to cry.
but don't get me wrong. I'm not going to be sad if they're deciding finally, in in the Eric Bischoff, even though it hasn't started yet, in the Eric Bischoff SmackDown world, hey, oh my God, we have the total package, not named Lex Luger, here right now. He's got the size, he's got the speed, he's got the charisma. Why have we not been using this guy as a top guy? So it would not make me sad if Cesaro were to win and finally be recognized for the top guy he could be. That being said, he's not going to. It's going to be Aleister Black.
Well, here's an interesting one. Last man standing match, Braun Strowman versus Bobby Lashley.
I've got the feeling that with Heyman taking over Raw, I think he's going to want to use Bobby Lashley in has his full-time Lesnar. Like, Lesnar's not always going to be around, but you'll have somebody to fit a Lesnar-esque role every week, and that man could be Lashley. So I feel like it'll be a big hoss fight with a lot of big stuff, and I feel like by the skin of his teeth, maybe even by a fluke, Bobby Lashley wins this one.
Makes sense. I'm going to go with Strowman flipping something ridiculously big and heavy on top of Bobby Lashley for the win. I mean, it's his thing. You never know. It could go either way. Your idea is not without merit there. I'm just going the other way to be difficult then because I could see both. So
yeah.
Oh geez. No hold barred tag team match: The Undertaker and Roman Reigns versus Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre.
What I would like to see, I think by the end of this, if I were doing this, and again I'm not, so therefore by me even putting out there, hey, I think we got somebody. We've been lonely.
Hi, Ray.
Ray, I see you. Thanks for coming, Ray. Appreciate you. We have not spoke about New Japan yet. That will be at the very end of the show. We are doing Extreme Rules predictions right now. So if you wanna stick around for that, that's awesome. If you if you want to avoid spoilers, we'll let you know, and you can shoot off whenever we get to that part. But if I were doing this, I would definitely have Owens involved. I would have just Taker. Drew McIntyre would not eat the pin, but I would have Stunner on Shane, Spear on Shane, Tombstone on Shane, and I would have it be like where Shane. This is where Shane goes bye-bye.
Yeah.
This is how you write Shane off TV.
Taker's gonna take his soul.
Yeah. you could maybe even do. To even further do it, Tombstone, Stunner, Spear, whatever. You could even do replay the deal with Edge at SummerSlam back in 2008. I wouldn't say bring the fire up, but you could last riding through the ring or something. Or
you could go.
Or last riding through the announce table or something. And really Shane goes away now. Now that we have Kevin Owens kind of doing the.
Have the Druids come out with coffin.
Something like anything.
No one's seen or heard from him.
Well, now that we have Owens essentially being CM Punk Part 2,
right?
Or
the new Stone
Cold, or whatever whatever they're going for with Owens. I like the interview on the Straw SmackDown, him getting kicked out, him hijacking. Was it done before? So it didn't have the oomph that Punk's pipe bomb did. Sure, but on the flip side, it was still really well done. My opinion. So I feel now that they've kind of done this, this could be the legit new era where there is no Shane.
Right.
Fair enough. Shane's gotten away with everything, for so long, and now it's time. If they don't do it now, do it at SummerSlam. Maybe have Owens take Shane out at SummerSlam.
Yeah, I get that.
But I feel like now is something that this whole Shane thing has to come to a head.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
But
Still going with an Undertaker and Roman win?
I'm going with Undertaker and Roman.
It's a little hard to bet against them, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, Drew McIntyre could get his moment to shine, but
yeah. I really like it, and I know some of our other YouTube peers have mentioned the same thing. This could be a good opportunity, maybe start, if you insist on having Undertaker wrestle, maybe have him and Drew at SummerSlam. Have Drew beat Taker at SummerSlam, and then Taker could ride off into the sunset, go away until WrestleMania.
Right.
And ride off into the sunset then.
For story,
put him with
story
some
reasons, it'd be more interesting if McIntyre got a pin over Undertaker in this match than leading up to that.
Yeah, true.
Can't bet against Undertaker and Reigns. The odds
No.
are supposed to.
It's the Undertaker and Roman Reigns.
I mean, exactly.
It's the one they want to be the greatest thing ever versus arguably the greatest ever. So.
Cruiserweight Championship, Drew Gulak versus Tony Nese.
Gulak. He just won the title.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't even watch
that was
205
easy.
Live.
Yeah, I mean, this is just logic. SmackDown Tag Team Championship, Daniel Bryan and Rowan, the Planet's champions, versus Big E and Xavier Woods of New Day versus Heavy Machinery.
I want Rowan and Bryan, and I want them to keep doing we're going to save the tag division thing. But the fact that would be good for the tag division, and that's like a good idea, and maybe a good storyline for the tag division, yeah, it's not happening. So, therefore, I see Heavy Machinery just because, goddamn, pal, let's give these guys the fucking titles. Look at how huge they are.
You're not going to believe this, but I just thought of something looking at this. I'm going to go with New Day.
Really?
You know how they're doing for all the belts intergender match?
Mm-hmm.
They're going to do it for all the belts 6-man tag with Kofi and those two, and Bryan and Rowan and probably Joe at SummerSlam.
You think
I'm
so?
calling it. That's what I'm going with. That's
Okay.
what I'm going with. Guess I gave away one of my predictions for later, but oh well. U.S. Championship, Ricochet versus AJ. Ooh, now here's an interesting one.
I'm gonna go AJ in this one, and I feel like I feel like he's gonna win with some help from the club. Again, I'm putting the horse before the buggy, and I'm saying things with some logic that could actually work. So that means it's not gonna happen. Do they still have a Hell in a Cell pay-per-view? Are they still gonna have one of those? I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I would
Things
have
change so often. No.
I would have AJ win it with help from the club, and then if you have a Hell in a Cell pay-per-view in September, October, you could have the feud come to a head with that. With now the club can't get in.
In the meantime, you could do a cage match because can't get in, and then
And then eventually when that
happens.
happens, Ricochet gets the title back, but then when AJ loses the U.S. title in that match, Ricochet, that frees him up to go after a bigger prize going towards WrestleMania. I don't see, just because of the way the WWE operates, I don't see this happening, but I feel like AJ's climbing up there in age. He needs that. I feel like he deserves a WrestleMania main event before he calls it a career. And now that he's kind of breathing new life into his career with the club, and he's going to have Paul Heyman guiding him, and Paul Heyman knows how to book or write. I'm not feeling well, so I'm losing my own rules here. I feel like Paul Heyman will want to have them be like kind of this, like the triple threat, only good. Yeah, I fucking said it because Shane Douglas sucks. Kind of like this new triple threat, but just with better and with more name value and everything else going on. So and possibly adding a fourth. I'm thinking maybe Shayna Baszler would be a hell of a fourth member for a female member of the club.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with AJ in this one too. I think you were correct.
Or even Io Shirai, because she just turned into a villainess too.
Well,
But I think-
she's
but-
got
but
a lot
she-
of steam on NXT right now. though.
Shayna, who's probably going to get called up soon, she would be awesome. She would fit the mold to like.
Yeah.
I could see Shayna coming out there with the rest
Right.
of the club, too sweeting
Yeah.
and kind of being, she fits the mold of
Right.
the club. And letting them just run roughshod over Raw going into
Mhm.
WrestleMania, where Becky can stop Shayna.
That'd be a good one.
Possibly Finn coming from SmackDown as a Royal Rumble winner can stop AJ or maybe
Demon Balor versus AJ with the club in his corner.
yeah,
That'd be a
and
good
then
one.
tag team titles. Whatever. Tag division sucks
I
on.
gotcha. Yeah.
On Raw. I'll be the Usos, even though I'm not an Usos fan, but that would be like a cool way of going to WrestleMania, and I could see Heyman wanting that.
Right.
But I could also still see Heyman having AJ's wife doing his hair and saying like, that I play video games and I can kick your ass in a video game.
Speaking of the Usos,
My
Raw
official
Tag
pick.
Team
Well, you
Championship.
haven't given us your pick.
Oh, I didn't. For Ricochet and AJ?
Yeah.
No, I agreed with you, AJ.
AJ.
Shenanigans
All right.
with the
AJ.
club.
Yeah.
Revival versus the Usos, Raw Tag Team Championship.
Usos.
Yeah, I mean...
They hate the Revival. They're making the Revival look like idiots. They're finding every single possible way to make the Revival miserable until they're gone and destroy their name value. I'm going Usos. I don't see the appeal in the Uso. I mean, like, they're okay. Like, I'm not going to be a complete hater. I'm not going to say the Usos have never had a good match.
I'm going to go with Revival because I've got way too many good guy picks here and there's got to be some balance.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with Revival because I got way too many good guys winning. In my predictions.
Yeah.
There's got to be a downer in there somewhere. So yeah, I'm going to go with Revival.
Though personally for me, that's not a downer.
I know what you mean. Yeah, but a villain.
And again, I'm not
wins.
like
There's gotta be some
I
villain
don't hate.
wins.
I don't hate the Usos. I just don't. I don't get them as I just don't buy into them. They've had good matches. They've been okay.
Right.
I guess I'm not cool enough to get the act. Their wife is much better than them. Which one she married to again? I forget. Jimmy. The wife of Jimmy is better than both the Usos.
Bayley versus Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross in a 2-on-1 handicap match for the SmackDown Women's Championship.
Now, the way Nikki was talking on SmackDown, it was if they win, they'll be co-women's champion, not, whoever gets the pinfall wins. I think there's going to be a miscommunication, and Bayley will end up pinning Nikki, and then Nikki will be... Alexa's going to yell at Nikki, but Nikki's not going to turn on her just yet.
Right,
Nikki will probably be like, you're right, it is my fault, I'm sorry, I screwed up. I don't get why Nikki would be friends with Alexa, like just from a character's perspective.
Right.
But I feel like there's so many better things you could be doing with Nikki.
NXT, yeah. Yeah, I have a hard time seeing Bayley losing in the 2-on-1. Which apparently rumor says is happening because Alexa's been a little under the weather anyway. So.
Right.
Yeah, unless the next chapter's, I don't know. I'm not sure where they go from there after they lose, to be honest. If they're still going to go after Bayley or something else.
Yeah.
Oh, heck with it. I can't see where they're going to go next with Bayley. I'm going to go with Bliss and Nikki Cross winning it and being co-champions, something weird. Or she just gives it to Alexa.
Fuck it.
Yeah, I'm going to go with it.
Fuck it.
I feel like there might be more storylines there, so I'm just going to go with it. WWE Championship match. Kofi Kingston versus Samoa Joe. I'm going to go with Kofi.
I'm going Kofi.
I hate to. I'm a Joe Mark.
I feel like... I do feel like Samoa Joe's going to cash in on Kofi, just not here. Or not Samoa Joe, Brock Lesnar. I feel like they're gonna want Brock Lesnar for that debut on Fox.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, just hold off. Yeah, that makes sense.
They'll have Brock Lesnar cash in, have his debut on Fox, and then maybe on the debut on Fox. I know their YouTube. I'm thinking along the same lines as ours from my YouTube peers here. First SmackDown on Fox, you'll have Crowning achievement, part 3,983. You know, he's beat Triple H at WrestleMania. He's beat Brock Lesnar. He's beat The Undertaker. Now he beats Brock Lesnar again on television.
Could be.
That's. I feel like eventually Brock's gonna get that title again, and then now that Roman's there, Roman's gonna beat Brock again, and we're gonna be back to where we were a year ago, where all is kind of right in Vince McMahon's mind, all is right with the world.
Gotcha. So, winner take all Extreme Rules mixed tag match for the Universal Championship and the Raw Women's Championship. Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch, the respective champions, versus Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans. If Corbin and Evans lose, they don't get another shot at Rollins and Lynch titles while they're holding them. I'm gonna just go with Rollins and Lynch are gonna retain their titles, and someone else is gonna get in the mix.
That would be
I'm going with. That's a bold choice, I know.
That is a bold.
It's a little terrifying to imagine Corbin is the Universal Champion and Evans is the Women's right now. My brain can't do it, so.
No, see, the thing is my brain can do it. I could see them doing that right now because just.
You have a stronger mind than I do.
Because it's because Vince likes them both.
Mm-hmm.
And.
It doesn't. The ladies' man and the blonde.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I hate to do it because it's one of the most awful scenarios in wrestling.
The darkest timeline is one of our YouTube comparisons.
Yeah.
Like Surfer.
But I'm going with Lacey and Baron because Vince is so high on them. It'll like, God damn it, people! They'll be angry. And we'll roll with it. They'll draw money. I'm going Baron and Lacey because Vince likes Baron and Lacey, and if Vince likes you, to quote someone up on this wall's music, ain't no stopping it. No.
Man, might have the mighty have fallen there. Yeah. I mean, I'd like to argue with you, and I am technically.
Don't get me wrong. I am praying to be wrong.
I know.
But I think that this is just kind of...
I can back up your theory in just 2 words. Jinder Mahal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, I mean, I can't tell you you're wrong. I'm just picking the other side of the argument there.
Right. So time to get to...
Wraps up AEW. That wraps up WWE. Now we're moving overseas. Kind of. I believe... First one was actually held in the States.
In the States, here in Dallas.
Either way, we're moving on to NJPW. So
and the G1 climax.
It has started there.
It has started. It started in Dallas with A Block, and it was really
catch up on that.
It was a really good night. A good night so far. Of wrestling. Moxley was not there, and neither was his first round opponent Tai Chi. The tag matches were okay. The tag matches in the G1 climax, basically, for those in there seeing it, they're split up into 2 blocks, A block and B block. And when A block is in action, the B block wrestlers are in tag matches with their opponent that they'll be having. Their next upcoming singles opponent is in the tag match with them.
As their partner or their opponent?
As their opponent.
So, like, A and B are fighting their team.
No. A is all singles wrestlers. So,
sorry, not blocks. I'm sorry, I should have used something different. Okay.
If for instance they had a tag match where like Hiroki Goto, his first round opponent's gonna be Jay White. So they were on opposite ends of tag matches.
Right. Are their opponents also going to be fighting each other?
It can be, but sometimes it's just another partner
of someone else.
In their state.
Okay.
It's just kind of, but either way, like if the next night, and the reason they do it that way.
I was just clarifying to see if it was a full-on tease or just one focused tease with an extra. Okay.
The main reason they do that is for the people, hey, you're an Okada fan, but his block ain't in there. Well, you'll still get to see Okada.
Still get to see him, yeah.
But as far as the actual matches themselves are concerned, the first match was Lance Archer and Will Ospreay, and it was a really good match.
Awesome.
It's well documented my feelings on Ospreay. I stand by him. I'm not gonna kiss his ass on this show whatsoever. I'm gonna mention that he needed a good dance partner, and Lance Archer was a damn good dance partner, and Lance Archer defeated Will Ospreay.
Really?
So, yeah.
Really?
And the next matches on there was Bad Luck Fale, the enforcer of the Bullet Club, the Rogue General. He wrestled Evil of Los Ingobernables de Japón. Okay, I hope you're picking up a little bit more on the rules now, Eric. I tried to explain to you privately. Do you kind of get the concept of the G1 Climax a little bit more? Anyway, Evil wrestled Bad Luck Fale. Bad Luck Fale, in a shock, defeated Evil. We have Sonata wrestled
First name's
Zack Sabre Jr. on this night, and Sonata defeated Zack Sabre Jr. in a really good match. And afterwards, Zack Sabre Jr. In his post-match press conference said, "Having technical wrestling in front of an American audience is like reading Shakespeare to a monkey." And something tells me those were not in character comments. I believe that a lot of British wrestlers don't like American fans. Will Ospreay, I heard him actually say, American wrestling fans are shite. And while Zack Sabre Jr. was a nice guy when I met him, I could see him having a very, very similar mentality. Well, but either way, he had a...
I mean, it's kind of like when...
in a New Japan crowd, they'd appreciate it. Now, like in New WWE, they'd shit all over it. Absolutely.
Jump to a different demographic with the WWE, with their NXT 25, I think, was it 25? Whatever. The one where they featured the UK title, and they had Walter versus Pete Dunne. A lot of the American audience was cool on that match. Like, they were like, it was alright. And the British fans were like, that was freaking amazing.
Right.
You know, it's just a difference in style. I mean...
Well, Eric, what do you not understand in the midst of going through the results? I'll try and clarify something for you. Going back to the results, the next match, and this was a really spectacular match, but probably maybe the bar was set so high it was impossible. I'm not saying it was bad, but like the bar was set so high it was impossible to reach. Kenta wrestled Kota Ibushi, with Kenta picking up his first win in a G1 Climax tournament over one of the favorites, Kota Ibushi. Yeah. And on top of that,
didn't quite hit that bar, huh?
I think just everybody just thought like it's when you have dream matches, sometimes they set this impossible standard. I still like loved the match, but there was still like kind of I had to watch it twice because whenever I first saw it, I was kind of like, huh? It was kind of one of those matches when you watch a game like, oh, okay, that was good. But like watching it live, I guess I just had so much hype built up in my head that it wasn't.
Sense.
Well,
that's what I did to Samoa Joe and Ricochet. For a WWE template match, it was great. I was picturing something different for some stupid reason.
Here, before you lynch me, here's my comparison. Kenta and Kota was about like AJ and Nakamura at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Only difference is... No, but okay, let me finish. Let me finish.
All right.
You know, I'm kind of like, when I was done, like, I liked it, but I was kind of like, huh, what happened? Then I rewatched AJ and Nakamura, I'm like, But then when I rewatched this one, I'm like, that's really good.
Well, that's good, at least.
Yeah, just, it didn't live up, as it happened, you kind of had, in my own head, had too high of an expectation. But then when I watched the game, you're like, that was a pretty fucking good match.
Gotcha.
So.
Hell, even Big Dave's done that before.
Yeah.
I mean, just saying.
And finally, the main event, the greatest rivalry in probably the last decade in professional wrestling. Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Kazuchika Okada for the first time on American soil. And Okada defeats Tanahashi.
Not the most surprising result.
Not the most surprising result. And now this is another one where I feel like this was maybe one of their weaker matches.
What? I mean, everybody's out there.
Yeah, everybody's out there. Tanahashi is older here,
right.
But I feel like this was one of their... Still good, I mean, you're not going to have a match with Okada and Tanahashi, and it's not going to be good.
It's the jet lag.
But it just really wasn't that.
American soil. Jet lag.
Yeah.
It
It just
fly a
was.
long way.
It wasn't as good as some of their other encounters, but still a good match nonetheless. And yeah, as the standings go right now, I mean, there's only been one round, so
Right.
in Block A, at 2 points, we have Archer, Fale, Kenta, Okada, and Sonata, all with 2 points, with Evil, Ibushi, Ospreay, ZSJ, and Tanahashi with 0. So
Pretty simple for night one.
Yeah. This will be
no draws or any.
yeah. We will probably want to examine as a little tomorrow night, maybe even tonight. I don't know. I have to look if it's like when we go to bed or if it's tomorrow night. Either way, the little G1 Climax will be in full effect. We won't be able to examine every single individual match, but we will definitely pick out the highlights and also go with a rundown of standings on next week's show. So be on the lookout for that
So
if you want to keep up with the G1 Climax. B block will be next, and possibly, hang on, let me pull up the.
Oh damn!
Yeah, I saw that and they kept focusing on it. I'm like, why? Okay, I'm gonna say, I will point this out. When New Japan is in Japan and they have their Japanese production crew, they have an amazing videographer style. When the Access TV people do it, they suck.
Mm.
You know, there was quite a few empty seats. You know, they could not sell out the American Airlines Arena. Whoever was in charge of the aesthetics of this show did not know how to curtain those off. They would shoot the empty seats.
Oh my!
That makes this look so terrible.
Oh
You kept
my.
shooting the half Okada, and they kept shooting the half Okada, half Cena thing. I'm like, why? Why? You know, say what you want about Kevin Dunn, but every WWE show looks like a sellout. Even when it's pathetically drawn.
Yeah.
It looks like a sellout.
Tight shots. Yeah.
Yeah. So, go down here. It'll be...
There's a reason they pay him much more than anybody. In the
Right.
company.
It'll be Saturday, actually. Yep, Saturday at 4:30 our time, 5:30 Eastern time, is the beginning of B block, and we'll go through the matches. This won't be something we can do every week, but for the sake of it being opening night of B block, the first match will be Juice Robinson, representing Taguchi Japan, versus Shingo Takagi, representing Los Ingobernables de Japón. Jon Moxley, who's on his own, versus Taichi, who representing Suzuki-gun. Toru Yano versus Tetsuya Naito. Toru Yano representing Chaos versus Tetsuya Naito, representing Los Ingobernables de Japón. Tomohiro Ishii, representing Chaos, versus Jeff Cobb, representing Ring of Honor, essentially.
Okay.
And Hiroki Goto, representing Chaos, versus Jay White. Somebody sees that, they're going to hate my guts. That was for them. Trollolol. Jay White representing the Bullet Club. But, yeah. And then tag matches, we have, Lance Archer's, tag teaming with Yoshinobu Kanemaru versus Chase Owens Bad Luck Fale, so he'll be wrestling Fale the next A block night. That just gives you an idea. Yoshihashi Okada versus Minoru Suzuki, who was left out of the G1 Climax this year, and he says he's going to destroy and kill everybody for that. Tag team with Zack Sabre Jr., so Okada and ZSJ being the next A block. That's kind of how they do the tag matches, to give you an example.
I suggest they all steer clear of Suzuki.
Yes. Very much so.
Just forget to show up to that tag match.
Yes, it did look awful. It was, and it's the Access TV crowd that does that, or camera work that does that. When you watch their stuff produced from the TV Ashai and the New Japan people, it's much better on New Japan World. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And
Still stubbornly trying to expand over here.
well, what's gonna hurt? And I mean, New Japan was gonna hit a ceiling. I mean, as much as I love New Japan, and as much as could be a market for New Japan in America. Not saying it couldn't. There was a limit on what they were gonna hit.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
AEW is much more for an American audience than what New Japan is. As much as I love New Japan, as much as I feel it could... New Japan could be what Ring of Honor... WWE will always be number one. AEW could be like WCW, NWA kind of thing. And underneath that, you could have New Japan being kind of like the even more alternative product, like... Not saying hardcore like ECW, but it's kind of like completely different than what you'll see on the other two. Yep. Or like Ring of Honor, kind of more in the Ring of Honor style where it's like more wrestling, more sports oriented, but just still different. I was using the ECW comparison because it's different. It's nothing like ECW.
It's Eastern styles, Japanese strong style.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't really get a lot of that in the West.
Or King's Road, Fighting Spirit style,
Mm-hmm.
But... all in all, it was the New Japan was going to be hampered by the language barrier, even if you still had the elites.
It's like NXT UK. I mean, it's great, but also a lot of that is very European wrestling. So I mean,
well, I'm sorry to your son. I'm not talking about that. I believe it's not real. I believe they're setting up something for Joey Janela Spring Break, and that's my final word on it. I like Joey Janela. I have no problem using it to talk about how good Joey Janela is. I'm not putting over. I'll break my word again. I'm not going to talk anything about that fucking idiot that he's dealing with.
Probably is a Spring Break thing. Why not? I mean, it'll make money.
There you go, make money, and that's it. And that is it for the show this week. Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'm still a little under the weather. Yeah, whatever. Is it the 90s? I can Blink-182 things. Eric Bischoff, Paul Heyman, Blink-182.
No, I mean, Jumanji's in theaters.
Jumanji.
Most appropriately. What year is it?
Yeah, Lion King. Yeah. Yeah, what year is it? Yeah, you'll use that name.
Jumanji.
And I made the whole show about coughing, so that was good. And that's pretty much it for the show this week. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this show, please subscribe. Give it a like, give it a share so other people can check it out. If you want to see more content, subscribe. Got content not just from the world of pro wrestling, but from comics, video games, and all things geek culture. Go follow me on Twitter at athletic_geek89, even though I'm not really super active on Twitter. Go follow me on Instagram at athleticgeek89. Go like my Facebook page at facebook.com/athleticgeek89. And to get a hold of Jedi Jason Kruger, well, just let me know on those social media platforms, because Jedi, despite our joke earlier, really does not have social media because he doesn't have time for that shit. But if you have something you want to say to Jedi, just post it on one of our social media accounts. He'll get to see it. But thank y'all for joining us.
Oh, no.
For Jedi Jason Kruger, I am the Athletic Geek. We are just two marks, and we're out. Have a good one.
Bye. Have a good weekend.